Hi everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Excel formula class. And this video we are going to focus on conditional analysis of data. A condition is a value or expression that returns true or false. And we are going to learn use of if function plus average function together. Here is the data with the column heading of city and January 15, Feb 16, March 17, April 18, May 19, June 20. These are the months, and here are the cities, and these are the prices of utility bills, utility services. Say it is the price of an electricity unit. So these are the electricity unit prices, and we want to analyze this to find out that whether the price like from the Karachi city, to see whether it is low or high average wise. So we in one formula want to make the average of this data and then get the analyzation and get the result of low or high. So this is our task today. So if I click here in the Karachi, so the formula is that if 7 greater than average, and then the range of this data from C7 to C15, and this is an absolute reference. This dollar sign is making this cell reference is an absolute reference because it will not change if we drag it downwise. So the range will be remain the same, and the city will these prices the C7 and will change to C8 and C9, C10 here. For example, in this next row it is C7, and in the next row it is C8, and the rest of the range is the absolute reference. It's not changing. We want in this formula from Microsoft Excel to find out the average in this range and then see whether it is from this average figure the value in the C8 is high or low. This is the job of this formula. So we can see that the Karachi city is on the low side, Hyderabad is on the low side, Sakar is on the low side, Karachi is on the high side in the result of this formula. So if we want to check that whether it is right or correct. So I would rather do one thing, that some of the row are hidden and this sheet, and it is now shown, and this is the average. We made the average of this data with the average function, so we can see that the average is 3.661 and the Karachi is 3.586. So it is low, it is correct. Comparatively to this 3.661, if we see the Hyderabad, it is also low. 3.61 is also low because here is 3.66, and the Lahore is 3.761, and here is 3.66, and Lahore is on the higher side. So in this every line we have applied the same formula and showing us in a glance that the price in the average is on the higher side or on the lower side. So as we proceed in our this formula class lesson, our formula is getting slowly and gradually little bit complex and complicated, but no problem if we found the rules of the Microsoft Excel formula rules then we don't need to worry, our formula will surely work. So if we want to move, if we move to the another sheet, there will be facing a different situation, and this in this we are also focusing on the conditional analysis, and we will use the ampersand function, conditional function, with if function, which is the big conditional sign of condition. As obvious the name, it is if. So here you can see that this is the tag of the product, inventory item. This is the code of the inventory item, and here is the quantity, 76 items, and here is the formula. Formula is if and left. We use the left command, b6, 3, and this because this is b6, and the comma 3 means that the first three words from the left side, the first three words, if the first three words are equal to 202, and the second condition is we use the mid command, mid function, and in the mid function we want to find out that in this b6, this 5, b6, 5 means that count from the right side, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that left these 5 character begin after these 5 character from the right, and if the 3 characters, you begin it from this right side and stop on the 5th letter, and then find out if the 3 characters are equal to final inventory, which short code is fin, fin, comma 10%, comma 0%, and then if the two conditions are true, then we want to give 10% discount. If the two conditions are not true, they are false, or any one of the two is false, then we don't want to give discount, then 0% discount. So I hope you understand this formula. If and left b6 is this cell, and this 3 from the left side, these 3 words, if they are equal to 202, then we give discount, and then from the other side we leave 5 characters. We begin with the 5 characters, the 6th character, the 7th character, and the 8 characters, which is we are giving this comma 3. If the after 5 characters, the 3 characters are equal to fin, then we want to give discount of 10%, otherwise 0%. So this formula is analyzing us this data in this code. You can see that here is the 202 true, fin is true, then 10% discount is given. Again here is 202 true, fin is true, and a discount is given. And here you can see that 202 and fin is true, a discount is given. So this way you can give a conditional discount, a conditional offer, which you can analyze with the already given code or already given criteria. So this is how we use the ampersand in if function together. We also learn how to use the if function with average function. So in this sheet we want to explore this formula, we want to break this into pieces in the next sheet. Let's move to the next sheet. We are focusing here also on the conditional analysis, and we want to learn here this MS Excel and conditional function with if conditional function. As we saw in the previous sheet that from the left side, and this B6 from the left side 3 words. If the 3 words are equal to 202, these, and here we are getting the result of auto result of true false. Microsoft Excel analyzes it whether the from the left side the first 3 characters are 202 or not. If they are 202, Microsoft Excel give you true. If it is not 202, Microsoft Excel give you false. Understand this? Now in the next column is final inventory. Here we separate the first condition, and in this cell we are going to separate the second condition. We use the mid function, and with the help of the mid function we want to find out to begin with the fifth, from the fifth character. From here we are going to analyze that whether the after this the 3 characters are fin or not. So how do we do this? We will do it like this way: mid B6 comma begin after lifting 5 character, see if the 3 characters are equal to fin. This is the second condition which is separated with the help of true or false. And the last in the decision or the result cell, we are giving the formula that if and D6 comma E6 and then this parenthesis close comma 10% comma 0%. Now the Microsoft Excel by default understand this situation, that if and D6 and E6, this means that if D6 is true and E6 is true, then give 10% discount, otherwise 0% discount. So if we can see in our data that here the first condition is true but the second condition is false, so 0 discount is given. The same way is here, the first condition is false, the second is true, but discount is 0. And here we can see that both of the conditions are true. The first 3 characters are 202, the second fin, final inventory, fin is also true, so the 10% discount is offered. This was the elaboration, further exploration of this big formula. We part this into pieces like 1 and 2 and then like this. So this is also one way of the writing of your formula in a simplest way to understand it more clearly. So I hope you guys understand this. Now let's move to the little bit more complex situation. Here we are going again in the same formula for the same work, but we are going to analyze add with this ampersand, with this if. We are going to make the addition of or. Let's see what is this or doing in this conditional analysis. Is we are focusing here on the conditional analysis. So let's click the formula and see what is this formula talking with us. If and or, these are the 3 conditional operators which is analyzing that left B7 comma 3. If the first, from the left side, the first 3 characters are 202, and then from the left side B7 comma 3. If from the left side the first 3 characters are 203, comma mid, the same mid function is used. In B7 begin from the 5th characters. If after the fifth characters from the right side, if the 3 characters are fin, then we give discount 10%, otherwise 0% discount. So what is this or doing? We can easily understand that this 202 and this 203 are, this OR is used for this, because these two conditions are focusing on one place but only with the change of the value. So this OR is analyzing that if the first three characters from the left side are 202 or the first three characters from the left side are 203, and see if the mid is FIN, then give discount. So we can use the if and or with the help of this formula. We can understand the or and if. This way we can use it. Depend on your situation. You can convert and transform this formula anywhere. If you like to, if you are going to analyze three conditions together, most of the time in conditional the answer is yes or no, the answer is true or false, and in the computer digital language the answer is 1 or 0. But if you want to analyze 1, 2, 3 or more than 3 or 4 condition, then you would like to declare your result, you can use this method. I hope you understand this. To see the result of this, we can see that here we can see that 202, and if IN is true, and the result is given. And here 202 was there, but FIN was not there, so discount was not given. Here 201, FIN is there, but 202 or 203 is missing, so there is discount is not given. In this case, the condition 203 and FIN is true, and the discount is given. So that's how, guys. If you have any question, you can ask me. If you want to know more about these kind of formulas, don't forget to leave me a comment, and I would show a reply to your comments, and will try to to help you in your problem. Let's move further. Here we are focusing on the conditional analysis, and we are going to use the sum if with the ampersand and or. How we can use this? Here is the simple data. These are hard written simple data, and here is the simple numerical value, and if we total this, the answer is 0, because the negative and the positive values are the same. There isn't any result. Look at this, the sum is 0. Look at this, sum is 0. But if you still want to know that what is the total of the negative value and what is the total of the positive value, you can use this formula. Sum if C6 colon C15 comma lesser than 0, this will give you negative value, and similarly begin with the equal sign your formula, write the function of sum if, then gives the range of this data C6 colon C15 comma greater than 0. So this will give you the value of positive values. So this is how you can use this sum if with ampersand. As we did not use the ampersand here, we will be using this in our next lesson, but we use sum if, and we did that. How can we display if you somehow come across with this kind of calculation which does not give any value? You can still know the value of the negative figures, and you can still know the value of the positive figures. Now look at this, the use of sum if. Here we are going to again and again focuses on the conditional analysis, MS Excel use of sum if. Here is the data. It is hard written data. So look at this. We are going to write a formula to find out the total of the value which is here, written in the front of this east. We want to know the total of these three east. So how are we going to write this formula? Look at this formula. Sum if and the range B5 B14. Look at this. This is written in the blue color, and this side is also selected with the blue colors, which indicate that this range is talking about this blue color. We told Microsoft Excel that in this range, locate for the east, comma C5 colon C14, which is written in red and indicating this red side, and in this data find out the east side and then get the total. So with the help of this formula, if this side is east, then take the value and total it. The same way, the same formula where we have written for the north, and the same if sum if B5 B14 comma B18. Now look at this, it's a little bit change because here we did not use the cell reference, but we use this hard written east. But here we wrote here north, and then we refer this B18 cell. We tells in this formula to Microsoft Excel to find out in this range this north, and then get the data total. So we can see that there is only 2 north, and the total of these 2 north is here. Next we can use this formula like this. Sum if B5 B14 comma greater than east comma C5 C14. The value which is greater than the value of the east we want it here. So the total of the east was 50, but we can say that this 16, this is the value of this, the total of this data. Only east is left, greater than 16297 is greater than east. The same way we are going to give the reference not equal to. We use this sign for not equal to and B18, not equal to and B18. With this ampersand sign, we are going to concatenate this condition from here to here. We tells Microsoft Excel to find out in this range this not equal to condition and this B18, and the B18 is north. So get the data in this range if this condition is satisfying. So this is how we can comparatively analyze our data, and I hope you learned this. If you have any question, please don't forget to ask me about this. And in this next formula, sum north and south, you can see that sum if B5 and B14 comma, we use this question mark to tell Microsoft Excel that take the total of those figures here, those words in which O is used. So we can say that, we can see that O is used in south, in north. So Microsoft Excel is taking in consideration the total of south and the total of north, because these words are consisting O, comma, then we give the range for this. This is how we can analyze our data. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. If you come to my channel, you will find out that I am here, and don't forget to subscribe this professional accounting channel. This is very important, guys, because you know that this subscription is little bit important. Okay, let's move further. Here we are going to focus on conditional analysis, MS Excel use of sum if with today. Today is, we know that this today function is inserting the current date. As I am recording this video, today is 3 December 2020, and we are going to use this with sum if function. The first sum today, this first formula, we have given the range of this date section B6 B14 comma today function comma C6 C14. We told in this formula to Microsoft Excel to find out the today's date in this range of dates data and total that. So when we click enter, we get this 240, and we know this that 70 and 80 and 90 equal to 240. And in the next, we can also use this formula with to sum the value and this range, the today's data and prior today, older than today data. So this old data is taken in consideration, and because of this formula, B6 B14 is the range. In this range, we are analyzing these dates, and if these dates are lesser than equal to end today, this end, as I told you, is concatenating these operators, these mathematical operators, and these conditional operator, and this today of function, and then we would like to total sum this side, which is marked in red. So this is the total of this data. So if we want to see that whether this data is equal to sum, if this data is equal to 450 or not 450. So here is 450, we can see 450. This means this formula is working correctly. So far so good. We learn here that how to use sum if with today's function. We'll be learning more about using these conditional operators with the date function. Let's move ahead to the next sheet. And this video, in this lesson video, we are going to focus on conditional analysis, MS Excel use of sum ifs. Sum ifs, we use sum if with the addition of this is. With the addition of this is, it is making it a little bit different. So we use sum if to sum the value with two or more than two conditions. Sum ifs was introduced in 2010 version of MS Excel. Prior to 2010, this function was not available, and prior to 2010 version, we were using sum product in place of this sum ifs function, because sum if is analyzing only two conditions and the sum ifs is analyzing more than two conditions. Here you can see that in this sheet, here is the list of the country. It's a long list, okay, and here is the year, and here is the amount of GDP. We want to analyze these three columns. We write here country, we choose here country, or we write it, and we give the year here, the starting year and the end year of GDP. So here in this formula we are going to use the sum ifs function. With the addition of this is, we are going to select all these three columns ranges D6 colon D215, because the length of this data is going to the cell of 215, comma B6 B215, this below is GDP, this red is country, and comma G6. Now with these two in the first condition, because here is the first condition completing, and this we want that the formula should check in these two, find out the country with this G6, this is the G6 cell, to find out the country, and then obviously find out the total and this GDP function. And the next cell, range C6 and C colon 215, C6 colon C215, comma C if it is greater than equal to and G7. Now this is the G7, and we are going to concatenating this value in this cell with this greater than equal to operator, and then we are going to take another range from C6 colon C215, comma lesser than equal to and G8, and this is the G8. So finally, simply we are telling in this formula to Microsoft Excel that see in this range the country, find out this country, and then find out this first year which is given here. This is the first range for the year, and this is the second range for the year, and then give us the total of the GDP. So if I want to check this, let me I give you the value. Let me I write here Australia, AUSTRA, Australia. Okay, formula is changing. I want this 2000 to 2001. Here is the 2000, and here is the 2001. So the value has changed here. To find out whether the value is true or false, we are going to sum the first two values here, these two, because in this formula we are talking about these two values, print 776801. So this formula is working correctly. It is selected the correct country Australia, it has also started the calculation from the first range of the year, and it is also extended its range to this 2001, and it picked these two values, and we got this total. So the sum product, I will not talk about the sum product, that how is this formula working here, but this is also working and giving the same result, but comparatively I find out that sum ifs is easy comparatively to sum product 1, 2, 3, and it is multiplying these values. Now in this lesson here we learned that with the help of sum ifs function, we have analyzed condition 1 here, condition 2, and then the criteria. We have given again the condition and then the criteria, and then we have given again the condition and then the criteria, and we can see that sum ifs can analyze more than 2 conditions. I hope you guys like this and understand this. Don't forget, if you are new and visiting my channel, watching this video, subscribe my channel guys, and like this video and leave me a comment. Thank you for watching guys. Let's move to the another sheet, and as I was talking that we will be learning a formula in which we will be giving a date range, and with the help of this date range we will be finding the value which will be calculated, and which will be the sum of this date range, which will be equal to the range, this date range. So MS6 use of sum if function with date range condition. So I'm going to give the range. For example, I want these 2 or 3 function. This is my first date and this is my second date, and I got value here. You can see that I have total this data for the first December and 2nd December. If I want to calculate to the 4 December, I am going to copy and paste the 4 December. Sorry, why is not coming 4 December? Because we use +1, and we are going to write it hard here. Control Z, delete. Copy, paste, value only. So now we got the data from 1st December to 4 December. So far so good. We got the data from 1st December to 4 December. If we want to see and check that whether the formula is giving a correct value, let us sum this value, the 4 values, equal to sum from here to these 4 values. Very good, we got the correct answer. This means that this range is working correctly. Now let's see how is this working. How is this range working? Sum if function is used. The blue range B7 colon B24, this one, this range is given this criteria, this, to see that if it is equal to or greater than the value in this F9 this F9. The F9 is here, indent, comma C7, comma C24, and this again is we given the same value, and the minus is used between these two similar functions, B7 B24. Here is also B7 B24, and here is lesser than equal to and F9, and here is lesser than and F8. If it is lesser than equal to F9, take that value, and if it is lesser than and F8, so comma C7 C24. So in the result of this formula, we can easily take the sum of the data comparatively analyzed with the date column, and to start the sum function from a particular date to the another particular date for a particular period. Simply we should say that we can sum this data. So I hope guys you can understand this. This way we can use the sum function, sum if function with the date range. In this data sheet and this video, conditional analysis MS Excel use of count if function with condition, range and criteria. Here again is the same sheet which we have studied in one of our previous video and our previous lesson. The country name range, country column, the year column, and the GDP amount of the country column. So here is the criteria. The value is written this way: greater than equal to and 10 time, 10 6 time. In result we get this value greater than equal to 1 million, greater than equal to 1 million, 1 2 3 4 5 6 0, and this one which is making 1 million. So the formula here, COUNTIF, is counting these GDP figures and analyzing this criteria in this range D6 colon D215 comma G6. The value is in the G6, and the formula is finding all those values and counting them which is greater than 1 million. Okay, and between here is again a criteria, and look at this, this is 500,000, and here is again a criteria which is 1 million. So we want to see all those GDP figures which is 500,000 or from 500,000 to 1 million, and the Microsoft Excel with the help of this formula finding and looking in this range GDP amounts, count if D6 D colon D215 comma lesser than equal to G11 minus count if D6 colon D215 comma lesser than and G10, and all such figures Microsoft Excel, the answer is 62. So 96 countries have got their GDP is equal to 1 million or greater than $1 million, and 62 countries are such that which is qualifying the GDP rate of 500,000 to 1 million. They are 62. and sum product is also giving the same answer. Is count if is getting 96, and here the sum product is also getting the same result. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you are happen to new to my channel and watching these videos, tutorial videos, I would request to guys, don't forget to subscribe my channel, this professional accounting, and like my videos and leave me a comment. Thank you for watching guys. Thank you very much. If you have any question, if you want to know about any particular situation, write me in comment. It would be my pleasure to be of any help. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye bye.